Hello community, Naomi here from Aged Care Ready and founder of our wonderful Aging Parent Support Group on Facebook. Happy Easter Monday. Hopefully you all had a great Easter and stayed safe and ate lots and lots of chocolate. Welcome to our third session. Today I am joined by the wonderful Katharine King from Katharine King Consulting in Croydon. Hi Katharine.
Hi Naomi.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Happy Easter, everybody.
Now tell us a little bit about yourself and what's brought you here today. Why are you with us?
Well, I'm a brain gym consultant, so I'm trained in a number of modalities, disability services, brain gym, which is educational kinesiology, the Move to Learn program, which is all those early developmental stages, the listening program, which is a classical music program for auditory processing, and I'm also a coach. So the work that I do is very much about movement, music and mindset under the banner of brain gym movements.
Sure. And how long have you been doing that for?
Yeah. I've been working in the field, working with brain gym with a number of children, adolescents and adults with additional needs, special needs, for about a decade, and in the aged care sector for 4 years.
Great. So what exactly is brain gym?
Brain gym is 26 deliberately targeted movements to stimulate and activate the brain, or to quieten and relax the brain. The movements were put together by Dr. Paul Dennison, and they're based on chiropractics, educational kinesiology, so movement therapy, and behavioural optometry, so the behaviour of the eyes, not how well you can see, but the movement. So we're working with the physical gross body movements, fine body movements, acupressure points, so points on the body that you stimulate that create a response in the brain, and also meridian lines in the brain. That's sort of, it's based on the chiropractics. Yeah.
Okay, so how is this different to other exercise programs?
This is different to other exercise programs in that we're actually deliberately targeting particular areas of the brain. So the three main areas that we're looking at are right, left sides of the brain and across the corpus callosum, so how well the connections are going on between the right and the left. We're looking at the back of the brain and the front of the brain. So the back of the brain is where information comes in to the brain through senses and goes to the right hemisphere and then is flicked over to the left hemisphere. But the back of the brain also is where fight, flight, freeze sits. So when the body perceives danger, it will actually affect the prefrontal cortex, which is the front of the brain. So for instance, if somebody is anxious, or a good example is public speaking. So when people get up to do some public speaking, they know exactly what they want to talk about, but they suddenly can't get the words out. That's where the back of the brain, the front of the brain is coming into play. Mm-hmm. And what happens is the body often tightens and all the muscles in the back, so from the neck, the shoulders, all the way down the back through the legs, they tighten up. And so we need to relax them. And when you relax the muscles, you relax that connection. And then the other area is in the midbrain, which is the limbic system, which is your feeling self.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's quite yeah.
It sounds very detailed and complicated. So
sorry, too much info.
No, that's great. So if our elderly parent, for example, had a stroke or has MS, dementia or Parkinson's, or even wheelchair bound, how would brain gym benefit them? Are they still able to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, they can. I work with people all the time who are wheelchair bound or in the big princess chairs. And we do the best we can. So I can adapt the exercises easily for them.
Yeah. Okay. And so what are the types of changes, I guess you'd say, a participant would actually see?
Typically, what I have reported back to me from the participants in a brain gym session is that their memory is better.
Yeah.
Their coordination is better. They're able to like cross pattern better in their bodies. They have better reading capacity, and balance is a big issue as well.
Okay. So how long does somebody need to do this for before they see any actual results?
The results are almost immediate, because what you're doing is you're stimulating the brain. So we often do in brain gym like a little pre-activity, which will be, say, rotation of your neck and how that's feeling and how far you can see, or how your body's feeling, your posture in the wheelchair or in the chair. And it's often sort of over a bit, and there'll be tension through the shoulders. And then we will do some more brain gym, do like a half an hour session, and then see how you're feeling in your body. Another pre-activity that I do is I ask if there's a little group, who's in the group. So can you name the people in the group? And some of them, if they've got dementia or memory issues, they will just be, no, they don't know who it is. And then after a session, they'll be able to name the people in the group.
Okay.
I have one lady in particular who is in aged care, and she has dementia, and she always goes to an activity that they run at the centre, which is quiz, so that they're asking just general knowledge questions, and the staff have said she just sits there and says nothing. After she's done brain gym, even it holds for a few days, she answered all the questions, and she was really participating.
Wow.
And she said to me, I don't know how I know the answers, but they just come, I know. And I got the chocolate. I won the chocolate.
Isn't
That
that
was lovely.
motivated by sugar. A bit
Yeah,
like
exactly. Do your brain gym, then you get your chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. So before we went live, we spoke a little bit about some studies that had taken place in the US. Can you tell me a little bit about the evidence backing this brain gym?
Yeah, so there's a program over in the US, Move with Balance, and they did a number of research around balance and balance issues, because balance and falling and breaks is one of the worst things, as you know, in the elderly. And they found that there was a 66% improvement in the participants after they'd been doing the program, and it was 95% based on brain gym movements. So when we're inner ear is very much our balance. So what we do in brain gym, some of the movements is around the ears and listening and hearing, as well as connecting the right and the left. Our eyes also help us with balance. So the exercises from the behavioural optometry, they help as well. So collectively, and also, bringing the body upright and opening up the chest and breathing patterns and that type of thing all contribute.
Okay. Wow. 66% is pretty significant.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So with the whole COVID-19 situation that we're facing at the moment, and being in lockdown and isolated from a lot of our family and friends, how can people access brain gym? Because I imagine that up until recently you were doing face-to-face consults. Is that right?
Yeah, I was doing all my work was face to face. So whether it was in groups or individuals, one-on-one. I'm offering Zoom sessions or online sessions on the computer, and we can do it as a big group. That's really easy. I'm offering it to families, like for children and also middle-aged children, because brain gym doesn't necessarily just help the elderly. It helps everybody. So it's used in education. I've been working with business teams as well during brain gym sessions. So as they're learning it, then they can online teach their grandparents or their parents, and it will still be helping everybody. It's a win-win all round.
Yeah. And we spoke about, prior to coming live again as well, that you will post a sample video of what a brain gym session actually looks like. Is that still okay? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll do that after this. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So to get in touch with you, how do we contact you?
People can comment below if they want to, and I'll contact you. If you can send me a private message on Messenger, or you can go to my website, which is kkingconsulting.com.au, and send me an email that way.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you wanted to add, Katharine?
No, just that brain gym people can do anywhere, anytime. You don't have to wear special clothes. It's just little lots of brain gym throughout the day. You know, as Travis was saying last week when you're interviewing the physio, like chunking the movements. It doesn't need to be a big exercise program. You can just do it for 5 minutes and you'll still get results.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Hopefully it was a nice end to your Easter weekend, and thank you, community, for joining us as well. Next week we'll have another special guest, so join us then. Until then, good night.
Good night. Thank you, Naomi.
Bye.